What is going on, everyone? Nick here, and welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to make a video going over the first look that Amazon has provided to us for the upcoming Lord of the Rings series, which is now set to premiere September of next year in 2022. So basically about an hour ago they dropped this image on all their social media platforms with the caption, "A new journey begins in 2022. So a lot of people are talking about this image because it's essentially what appears to be a screenshot, at least from the first episode. And right away you can kind of get a sense of the scale and the production value that the show is going to have. We had heard that the first season cost nearly $500 million and that Amazon had put in over $1 billion into securing the rights for this show for several seasons. So this is definitely going to be the most expensive show ever made, and for good reason, because it's, one of the most recognizable IPs out there. Amazon really wants the show to be their next big thing. And there's kind of a gap right now in terms of big sort of sword and fantasy epics out there in terms of streaming shows. I mean, there's like The Witcher, there's Game of Thrones spin-offs coming, but to have a property like Lord of the Rings come back is a pretty big deal. Now, as for the image itself, right away you can kind of glean a couple of things. This is certainly set within the first age from this image, which we know this show is going to be following the second age, so it's possible that this is actually going to be some sort of a prologue or history lesson going over the elves and the creation of Middle-earth and the Undying Lands and all that sort of thing before we actually get into the show. Because, with the Peter Jackson films, we had a near 10-minute intro to the Fellowship of the Rings that sort of set up the world, what has happened thus far, and got us into the mix. And I think this is what Amazon is going to do with their series as well. Now, whether or not this is going to be, set within the first episode, or if it's going to be the entirety of the first episode being a giant history lesson, remains to be seen. But we can clearly tell this is within the first age because you can see the trees of Valinor in the background. And right now the speculation is that this is the city of Tirion upon Tuna, the city of the High Elves, known as the Noldor. And the figure that we have here in the foreground is possibly Galadriel, because she's one of the very important elves of the Second Age. We know that she's been cast for the series, and we know that Galadriel has been around since, the First Age and before that, so definitely to have her introduce the series would make a lot of sense. It also goes in line with what happened with the Peter Jackson films. You had Galadriel kind of narrating the history of Middle-earth, so it'd be kind of cool to have her do it again with this show. Now, one interesting thing though is that Amazon, at least from what we understood, only had rights to what was in the books, not the Silmarillion or anything like that, so maybe they're being a bit more loose with what they can actually use in terms of getting approval from the Tolkien state, or maybe they're just able to use this for the prologue. But drop your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you guys think about this first look image here? And do you also agree that this is the city of Tirion with the trees in the background? And are you bummed out that we're going to have to wait over a year to actually see the show when it premieres next September? If you guys are new to the channel and you like this video, subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified whenever I drop new content. If you want to hit me up on social media to talk about this announcement and anything in pop culture, you can find me in the links down below. And with all that being said, I'll catch you guys next time.